There it is, Truist Park looking great. We're a little more than 24 hours until first pitch for Major League Baseball's All-Star Game. Tuesday's game will mark the third time the Midsummer Classic will be played in Metro Atlanta. It's estimated that Metro Atlanta, specifically Cobb County, will be reaping in anywhere from $100 to $125 million for hosting the game. But what's the more likely return on investment that we'll be able to see? Time to welcome in, as we do every Monday, financial expert Andrew Poulos. Glad to see you, Andrew. How you doing?
Good morning, Cheryl. How are you?
I'm doing great. What an exciting week in the city here. Let's start with the big picture. How do you actually measure some ROI, return on investment, for a city hosting something like this?
Yeah, I think we've got to look at the local impact, the immediate impact, which is Friday to Tuesday, right? It's a 5-day event. So we got the MLB All-Star game, but we also have the festivities that go on before and after, which is great because it draws large crowds. We're expecting probably somewhere between 60 to 70,000 is the estimate of visitors that come into town. But we also have to look at the long-term benefits of sporting events like the All-Star game and the NCAA Final Four and other events, right? Is that it allows our city leaders, our elected officials, to be able to go out and pitch our state to large corporations that can come in, set up shop here effectively, and create jobs.
60, 70,000 visitors spending money in the city, which is always a good thing, and everyone else from around the country maybe watching on TV, which is always good exposure. But with tomorrow's game, are you expecting that investment to mostly stay in Cobb County, or is some of that money trickling maybe into Fulton County, other parts of the metro?
Yeah, I think it'll probably trickle out a little bit. Most of it will stay within Cobb County. You just got to figure as visitors, most people want to stay close to the event center, wherever that is. But you're going to have always the crowds and the people that want to venture out and go see other spots, whether it's downtown, the attractions that we have down in the city, or elsewhere, pretty much. But yeah, it's great, and you got 60 to 70,000. That's a lot of people, right? So you also have to consider that the more people start venturing out, the more traffic will create and congestion over the weekend, which is also one of the things we have to consider. But ultimately, it's great for the city. It's great for the state.
You know, the locals are thinking traffic first thing, but then the organizer is like, hey, don't forget about the hundreds of millions of dollars in economic impact. So when they say that, what should viewers know about what's really behind those numbers?
Yeah, I mean, I think like I said, the economic impact is huge. We're talking about 100 to 125, maybe upwards north of that, as far as $125 million for 5 days into the city. But again, I always like events like this because it allows us to pitch our state, right, to make ourselves more marketable in a sense. Our elected officials can make us more marketable, and it just create a bigger, longer impact as far as an economic boom with trying to make our state be a situation where more people want to come and live here, more developers want to come and create developments, more corporations want to come and be here in Atlanta because we're a thriving state, we're a thriving city, and we have economic boom that everyone is attracted to.
You know, the term that we full is not true. We're not full at all. We're still growing like crazy. And Atlanta's no stranger for big events like this. Moving forward, we're going to see the World Cup, a men's Final Four. You mentioned some of the big events just a few minutes ago. At the Super Bowl coming back here as well. What advice would you give local officials or business owners trying to get ready for the financial opportunity that all of those things bring?
Yeah, I think, look, as city officials, you got to start early, the planning, the logistics and whatnot. And of course, always, we don't want to be dismissive with the security concerns, right? So when you have large venues like that attract tens of thousands of people, you always have to consider the security and the risks that come with it, basically. So planning is key, and starting way ahead of time is important. I mean, I think MLB, I was reading that they started and tickets began to sell for all these events for the 5-day events upwards of like a year or two ago. So it's just interesting how people just, kind of get prepared. It's once a year event, so to speak, right? And everyone who's a diehard MLB fan wants to attend. So, the city has to get ready like years ahead.
No doubt. Exciting week here for the All-Star game and a lot more ahead. Andrew, always appreciate your time. Thanks so much.